Hello everyone, this is Monday, August 16th, 2021. It's 12:30 in the afternoon, 27 degrees Celsius. So as we move along on our walk, our goal is to show you the 6 absolute must-see things when you come to Halifax. There's a lot of things, but we're trying to give you the ones that are all right downtown, so you don't have to drive from one to the other. These are going to be all things that are close. You can't come to Halifax and not visit the waterfront. That's a necessity. You have to come to the waterfront. There's the famous wave. That's a thing that resembles a wave. If you get beside it, you'll see. You can't tell from there. But that's been here for a long time, and I got it all painted up now. It looks good. You'll see when I get around here why it looks like a wave. Okay, there you go. That's supposed to be a wave on the ocean. Okay, so now we're going to start right off, I think, by showing you. Well, we'll just start right here, because there's a new part I wanted to show you, but that's okay. So this is the waterfront. It goes down that way a little bit more. I could go down and show you everything that's here. I suppose I should, because you won't be able to judge it if you don't see it. So we'll go down to the. I just entered right here, which is about midway of the waterfront. We won't go clear to the end because there's not much way down to the last end of it. So we'll just try to give you a quick look at what the waterfront's like here, the boardwalk, and different things that are down here. It's a great way to spend an afternoon down here. There's lots of food places, things to see, cool breezes coming off the water. Yes, a must. You cannot come to Halifax and don't come to the boardwalk. I don't think that's possible. So. Well, it's getting a little busier down here now. For a Monday afternoon, it's quite busy here. It looks almost like summer would look under normal conditions. And you'll see it's quite relaxed here now. There's not a lot of mask wearing because the crowd is way down. Most people's got one in their pocket to put on when they go in somewheres, but they take it off outdoors. That's pretty much how it is right now in Nova Scotia. Not very many cases at all. I'd say about, I'd say almost 3/4 of the people have been vaccinated. For sure, 2/3. So the cases have dropped off considerably, and things are not quite back to normal, but we're not too far off. You can have fun. Even though you can't have everything, you can still have fun down here. So I hear a little music back there, but I just went right by. I don't think it's going to hurt anything. A little mural there on the side of the wall you might like to see. Oh, yeah. So, let's see. What are we going to do? We'll go out here. I see this stuff is all closed right now. These are normally food vendors in all these little huts. But they're closed right now. See, you got 4 over there, and 1, 2, 3, 4. You got 5 over here. And there's a little stage where sometimes you have acts play here. So this is about as far down as the waterfront I'm going to come, because there's construction over there and there's not that much more to see. So this is enough to show you what the waterfront looks like, and hopefully you'll include that in your list of things to see when you come down here. Now, if you want to see the whole waterfront in detail, I've walked it a couple of times and showed it all, so you can easily look at one of my other videos and see everything that's on the waterfront. This video was more about an overall view of the top 6 things to see when you come to Halifax. And we're going to try to make them all within walking distance, because Halifax is a compressed city. It's not spread all over the, well, it is the outlying areas, but the downtown is not spread out. It's nice and close. You can walk the whole thing. So we're going to try to show you 6 things that are downtown that you can walk to, that you absolutely must see. You can't come to Halifax and don't see these things. This is what Halifax is all about. Okay? This wharf that I'm walking on right now is brand new. It wasn't here a year ago. It's brand new. Sometimes you get lucky and a helicopter will fly down over the water really low. I thought I heard one there for a minute. Wish I would get that lucky to get right out on this wharf and a helicopter would come by flying over. Because they fly really low when they come in, sometimes right down over the water. And that would be just wonderful if I could get that in my video. But no guarantees. They come too quick to run out here when you see them coming. You got to be out here. So anyway, this is the new wharf that they built. And there's a place to tie boats up down there. That's the only one at the moment. They're probably out in the water. And this isn't done yet. This place has got more plans yet. So those look like charging stations. I think they are. And you put your, I wouldn't be surprised if they're charging stations. Power and lighting. Okay, they're for the boats. I think they're something else. Yeah. Okay. Hopefully this wind isn't too much for my little microphone. See how far we are out here when we're on this wharf? It juts right out into the water. So you can come out here and get a pretty good view. You'll get a good view of the water. Great place to sit out here and relax and watch the boats going by in the water. You can get right out here. You can come right out here and look out. You're halfway out here. Well, you're not halfway here, but about maybe a tenth of the way. But anyways, this is how far out in the water we are, and I'll show you some views of the skyline and what the city looks like from out here. I'm getting a lot of wind right now off the water, so hopefully that don't get in my microphone too bad. So there we are, looking at McDonald Bridge is up there. Dartmouth is over there, which is a much smaller place than Halifax. And this is all the waterfront along here. There's stuff you can see. And it goes all the way down to the container terminal down there, almost. That is the container terminal, but the waterfront, well, the boardwalk doesn't go that far. But it goes quite a ways. All right. We're getting back, making our way back in where it's less windy, because it is quite windy out here. So a lot of people come here to relax and unwind, and there's all kinds of things down here to do. And it's always a breeze usually coming in off the water, so if on a hot day, this is the place to come, because the breeze will just keep you cool right down. You won't be near as hot out here. And this new wharf is absolutely beautiful. Look at that, how far that just sticks out in the water there. Amazing, I love it, love it. All right, let's move right along here. we got other things to cover besides the waterfront. So we'll show a little bit more of this as much as we can in a short time. People are really making use of these chairs looking out over the water. How did they know, huh? People's gonna like to do this. Of course they would. Who wouldn't, right? Now, you can't come down the waterfront and not take a tour on this battleship over here. It's just as it was in World War II. It went through World War II and survived. Of all the ships they made, like this one, this is the only one left. The rest are either wrecked beyond fixing or something happened during the war. And this is the one that survived, which is called the Sackville. HMCS Sackville is the name of this ship. I took a tour on it not long ago, and in fact I made a video while I was on it. So one of my videos is a tour of that ship, which you can check that out if you want to see what it was like inside the ship, because we definitely don't have time today because I got a lot to do. And I'm going to be out here visiting, doing videos probably all afternoon. They got a lot of things to cover. But we'll walk past it. Anyways, they told me the size of all those guns on that ship, but I can't remember what they said because I'm not a military person and the size didn't mean a lot to me. But I think that big one in the front is the biggest one. And then they go all different sizes from there.
It's very much like living here. We've got a vein of bedrock in our backyard. And we live almost on Georgian Bay. Little Lake is just around the corner.
Here's a boat tour place. There's only one small one in here right now, but there's several boats that work out of here doing boat tours. They don't all park at this particular wharf. Some are in others where you can take boat tours. I haven't done that yet. I don't know if I will this year. We'll see. But my days are quite full because I'm pretty much making this video making is almost a full-time job. It's not quite, but it's almost. It's getting there. And then I work on Tuesdays and I have to save a little time to practice my guitar and things like that. So anyway, when I first came in, I showed you that wave right there, so we'll just don't need to spend too long at that right now. And so we'll just walk out and give you a little look at the Sackville again here. Not going on it, but just to have a quick look at it. We'll just go down just enough so you can have a look at it, okay? I can only imagine when the war was on and people were leaving on that ship. The families are probably all lined up waving to them as they left for the war. So anyway, nice to have this one ship around and it's been refurbished and repainted and looks pretty good. And there's a sign up here will tell you this is the HMCS Halifax, not Halifax, HMCS Sackville. The only survivor of this type of ship. We are still on the Halifax waterfront. There are kids playing on the wave now. They used to have a sign up here, don't play on the wave, but nobody listens, so I don't even know if they put the sign up anymore now. Probably not.
Ah!
the stuff I'm walking on is like sponge, so if the kids fall, they won't get hurt, and can protect them a little bit. So there's a little bit of construction going on up the other way. You can't get through up there yet until this construction ends. So I won't go up there because I just have to turn around, come back down again, and kind of get a lot covered today. So, anyways, that's our look at the waterfront. Hope you enjoyed that. If you come to Halifax, absolutely must see the waterfront thing. I'm trying to put them in a list of importance as to what I think is more important, what is a little bit under that, put them in the right order. And that's the Maritime Museum of the Atlantic, which we won't be going in because that would be a video in itself. It takes a couple hours to get through there. Anyways, that's located on lower water in Halifax. So if you ever come to Halifax, stop by the Maritime Museum of the Atlantic. It'll be worth your while because there's so much in there. There's so much displays and exhibits in that museum. You wouldn't believe it. You'd have to go in to see what all was in there. It is a marvelous place. We've been all through it, and it takes a couple hours. Outdoor places to eat downtown. Okay? So we're on the corner of Bedford Row and Prince Street. And you have some outdoor cafes right here. It's just a small couple. There's a pub on each side of the street, and there's chairs in the middle. So you can enjoy that place. And we'll go on up the hill, and there's a good many more places up there. There's one on each side of the street right there, so you can come down here and enjoy that. Now we'll go up here. Here's your third outside place to eat. By the looks of it, the food looks pretty good. Seafood is a big selling item in Halifax. You can get other things but seafood is the main thing you're going to see in a lot of restaurants here. I've had the halibut in a couple of places and it was so good. Oh, I got a green light. I better get right out here. I'll just keep my phone on because it's not that long a walk to the other places I want to show you. Places to eat. We got 2 streets up here just dedicated to that. And I want to show you those streets. Very great places to walk on. And good places for lots of choice in food. Okay, I guess we can walk through here. Don't get in trouble. What a beautiful day in downtown Halifax. I'm really enjoying this video because I'm always interested in places to eat and have coffee. And so I think you'll enjoy watching this, especially on a beautiful, warm summer day. A little breeze blowing. Not enough to bother the microphone right here. It was blowing a little harder down by the water, which it always does. All right, we are crossing Barrington, which is not a street that you would see outdoor food on. But the next couple of streets we will. wait for my turn to get across because it'll be dangerous to just step out there. Most of the restaurants and bars on Barrington Street don't have patios because they're right next to the street. But here's one exception because they got a side street coming out where their side door is, so they can put a patio out here. As you go up the hill, you start to get a little more breeze. It gets windier as you go up. There's wood anywhere where there's wind. The higher the elevation, the more wind. There's a restaurant, an oyster bar called the Press Gang. I guess that was probably from the days of newspapers. And the newspaper employees probably hung out there, no doubt. Here's a guy selling flowers, but I don't need any flowers today. So, here we go. Street closed, pedestrian only. I don't think, well, there is some stuff here. See, we just came into Pride Week there, and see they got the flags up. And these places get really busy on the weekend, but the afternoon is still some business trickling in, especially for Monday, right? Monday, not too many people are thinking about going out for lunch on Monday. Afternoon street food, but anyways, they're operating. And I'll stand in the shade because I probably can get a better picture of the street from over here. That shoe shop is not a shoe shop now. That's a cafe bar. They just left the sign hanging there from the days of shoe shops. I don't think shoe shops make much money now. People just buy them and throw them away. They don't get them fixed. Five Guys, they have that in Ontario. That's a big chain now, Five Guys restaurant. And here's another patio. Moxie's is another big chain. Moxie's is a well-known chain too, in Ontario and down here. Irish pub, an Irish pub. I'm an Irishman, but I think I'll pass on the pub today. Let's see. We're going to go up another street, I guess, before we finish our places to eat on the street. And then there's one right there, Tokyo Roll. So that's a Japanese restaurant right there on the corner. And we will walk up the street now. So just letting you know, the street that we walked down with all the outdoor stuff was Argyle. Okay? And up the street, there's one more street similar to that one, and it's called Grafton Street. There's a lot of the same thing on this street. So this is like the hub of the city for outdoor street dining and bars with patios. This is it right here, the heart of the city, downtown Halifax. Argyle Street and Grafton Street. Remember those two streets and you'll find just about anything you're looking for down here. And we have got to go this way because there's not much down there. There's nothing that way on Grafton Street. But there's a lot of stuff up this way. This is a nice place in here. See, they got all these people now inside here. It's nice and cool in here. But there's a lot outside too. This is a beautiful place in here. Check out all the TV screens up there. And you got usually some kind of sports on those screens up there. This is the South Tower. This is called Roger Square, this building right here. Signs there, but it's backwards. But it is Roger Square. Well, you see some of those. Let's see, I got a little note on my phone here. Battery is getting low. So, we'll finish up this one, and then I'll probably go take a break and plug in my phone to the battery. Usually it lets me know when I got about 15% left on it. So I'm all right for now. And we'll make our way towards Scotia Square. Scotia Square is a good place to go to in downtown Halifax. You can shop there. It's not a huge mall, but it is a mall with a large food court. There's a place right there where we went on Sunday afternoon for food and good conversation with some friends. There was 5 of us all together, and we had a wonderful time. That was just the best time I had in a long time, sitting and chatting with people. And we had different kind of food in there. I got a rice plate with stuff in it. Chicken and things. Yeah, they got pretty good stuff in there. So that's called the Wooden Monkey. So if anybody wants to know, all right. I think you got a couple more places down here yet. So remember, Argyle and Grafton are your 2 streets for outdoor dining and sidewalk dining. They're usually a spillover from the up spot inside. There are restaurants and pubs inside, but they have seating outside, little patios all over the place here. There's Freeman's, they got a nice outdoor patio. And this is called Hide and Seek and Alexander's Pizza. And this is a dinner theater. Now there's something people might enjoy. Got a lot of seats out here, but I think you have to be inside to take that in. Let's see what they're offering here. Dinner theater, box office. Now playing. It don't mean a thing. And I know what the other line is, deal. It don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing. So that would probably be a really good show. Live theater, it don't mean a thing. If it's to do with jazz and that song, it would be wonderful. All right, look at this. Roxbury, all menu items, $6, all day, every day. Let's be social. Wow, $6. It's not bad. All right, there's where we started out, on Citadel Hill. Oh, they're gonna stop and wait for me, good. All right, now we're gonna make our way to Scotia Square, because I know it's air conditioned in there. I got this shirt on. I get in this side there and sit down. I'm gonna take the shirt off and it'll try to get a little cooler. Well, I've only got the shirt on because I got my microphone clipped to the lapel there. See? I had to have a place somewhere to clip my microphone. So I'm wearing this shirt. I know I could have picked a lighter shirt, couldn't I? Now we are back down on Grafton Street again. And there's the place I've showed you several times, the Grand Parade and City Hall. I'm going to cross the street because it's shady over there. It might be a little cooler. Starting to get quite warm now. But I don't want to stop to take off my shirt because I'll just wait till I get to Scotia Square and then we'll do that. Which isn't much farther from here. So we're looking right at the side of it, right there, that building that on the end of the street. Grafton Street, the end of this is Scotia Square and the Scotia Bank Tower. I think it's mostly office tower. A lot of people have gone back to work now, and this pandemic is easing up a bit. Let's see, free events weekly. Thursday, I don't know if Thursday through Sunday, probably. Patio Lanterns Festival. I got to get my wife over here. I know she's hard to get to a concert, but I'm gonna have to tell her like this. See, I go everywhere with you. Now you owe me one night out with me. Think she'll buy that? She might. I can try. I could come over by myself, but our time is precious. We got all week. She's working and getting up early and falling asleep early, and you know, it's not ideal, not what you like, but you have to live. So when the weekend comes, I like to spend my entire weekend with her because we don't have much through the week. So that's why I would like to see her come with me. Anyways, I'm at Scotia Square now, so I'm going to turn this off again until the next thing we do. Okay, so here we go for number 4 of our 6 things to see, the 6 must-see things when you come to Halifax. This building right here has a historical significance, and this building is a historic church which is still in operation, and I believe it was built in 1749, but we'll see. Yes, founded in 1749, right there. Founded in 1749. St. Paul's Anglican Church worships here. So this is a very old historic site, and most of the tourists that come here, the tour guides, they bring them here. So here's the policies of St. Paul's Church. There is such a thing as a free lunch. No cost, no sermons, no strings. Please join the rector of St. Paul's and other drop-in guests Wednesdays at 12 noon for food and conversation around the table. Isn't that nice? A nice gesture from a church. There's a sign out here by the road. I don't know if I got any more information or not about it than that. But 1749, that church was founded, and it's still in operation today. Man, I like get a look inside that church, see what it looks like in there. All are welcome. Should go there one Sunday just to see what it's like in there. All are welcome. Sundays 10 a.m. Holy Eucharist. Wednesdays 11 a.m. Eucharist. Friday 9 a.m. Matins. Our doors are open to welcome visitors and pilgrims to pray, meditate, and be refreshed. 1749 Argyle Street. So that's a historic building, and look at the shape it's in. Man, it's been well maintained. And since I'm right here, I'm just going to throw this in. City Hall is on the other end of this park. This park is known as the Grand Parade. Don't ask me why it's called the Grand Parade. I don't know. Maybe soldiers lined up here on parade one time, a couple of 100 years ago. I don't know. All I know is it's called the Grand Parade. So, City Hall is right at the other end of this. Oh, I see they got some flowers out here now. How nice. So we'll go see City Hall. Got an attraction here. I don't know if they ever do tours. If they ever do a tour through City Hall, I'm not sure. But we'll go look at it anyways. We can't get a tour through. We can walk up and look at it. There's some free concerts going on in this place down here. I don't know if there's anything today or not, but free events weekly, Thursday through Sunday. For schedule info, Halifax events, Facebook, or scan or codes in the top corners. Wow, yeah, maybe you have to speak early if you want to come to something. Let's walk right up here, right through the arch. In memory of constant thought in heart and constant sorrow. And back down the other side, of course. All right. So there is our grand old building, City Hall, with its tower. His clock tower up there. Let's see if it's keeping good time. I've got 2:58. I don't know. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that looks about right. Maybe. So there's City Hall, and there's a big stage set up here, but I've never seen any bands play here yet, but I know they have, but haven't seen any. So, that's that. There's a nice picture of City Hall right from here. Well, there we are. There's City Hall, a historic site. One thing that a lot of people, when they come to Halifax, like to see is Spring Garden Road, because that is our main street. It's even more exciting than Barrington. Barrington's kind of just there. Not a big deal, but Spring Garden Road is exciting because there's always something new here. And okay, making sure that box wasn't doing something. And Spring Garden Road has got a lot of stores on it, and restaurants, and coffee shops, and all that stuff. So most people that live here, this is their favorite street because there's more on it than there is. And we're right close to universities up here too. So you get a lot of university students come down here. I think I should, now I can't. So I could cross the road, but you got that side closed off up here. So I have to stay on this side. There's a lot of construction going on right now in the city. See what this looks like right here? This was just done not long ago, and the whole business part of Spring Garden Road is going to look like this. The bus way out there. You got a tiled area there to separate it. And you got a big wide sidewalk in here, which was always small before. Now you got a wide sidewalk because there's a lot of people walking on the sidewalk, and it needs to be wide. There's a very popular store. Lululemon is they're lined up on the street to go in there. That's a very successful store. And there's a new building going up right there. under construction that's going to complement our nice glass library over there. So there's always something going on down here, something being built, something being renovated. Well, we're getting a little bit of shade in here. Not a lot, but a little bit. So you got to put up with this in order to have the final result, because it's got to look good when it's done. So I don't mind a little inconvenience now to look good later. By the time I get up to Public Gardens, that will be, I lost track of the number of things I showed you now. I started out to be 6, but I think it might have got a little beyond that. So I'm going to do the Spring Garden Road to Public Gardens, then we'll do the Public Gardens, and there's only one thing left which I feel is very important here in Halifax that tourists might want to see, and I'm going to surprise you at the end. Okay? That guy got a ticket on his windshield. Uh-oh.
Yeah, well, I was thinking this morning.
Guess he wasn't supposed to park there. It's very warm out here today. But it won't be long and we'll be complaining it's too cold. So, you can't please us. There's just no pleasing us. It's either, that's Canada. It's either too hot or it's too cold. Or it's raining, there's snow in there. It's never perfect, right? Me, my perfect temperature is about 23 degrees, 22, 23 degrees Celsius. With just a little bit of a breeze, not much. That's the ideal temperature here, but you don't get that too many days when it's right just like that. Right now we're in a bit of a heat wave, which we didn't have that all summer. We didn't have a heat wave in June, we didn't have one in July. So I guess August is our hot month this year. Now we'll cross the street and we'll go over to the other sidewalk because we got construction on this side. It's all tore up here, and not long they'll have the street all done. It's supposed to be done by fall. So hopefully it's on schedule, and when fall comes it'll be all done. That was a lot of work here because they even dug up the old streetcar rails that used to be here. They had electric streetcars here once and electric buses. But they've been long gone now for quite some time. And I'm going to stay on this side because it's much cooler. We're in the shade. Yeah, the electric streetcars have been gone for a number of years now. Quite a few years. And they're all diesel buses. Toronto still got streetcars, thankful for that. They're probably happy they got them because they'll carry more people. And people don't have to wait as long for a bus when they got streetcars that'll hold. Those double streetcars probably hold what 2 buses will hold. Oh, this breeze feels good. Ah, yes. There's some new construction going on down that street right there, which is Britain Street. A lot of these streets, I pass by them every day, and I don't know what the name of them are. I don't know why it's like that, but it's taken me a long time to get onto that. The name of all these streets. Oh well. Cut me some slack. I'm a senior. Okay. All right. Enough of that. Shh. Don't tell nobody. I'm trying to keep it secret. I don't want anybody to know I'm a senior. Don't let that get out. I'm trying to be young. I dress young a lot of the time and try to be modern sometimes, but and I do a lot of walking, so I don't know. Maybe I'm not as old as my birth certificate says I am. on the corner of South Park and Spring Garden Road is the gateway to the public gardens. And you just cannot come to Halifax and not come to the public gardens. This is an institution. This is one of the things that says Halifax. You just cannot come here and not come down to public gardens. And I got to tell you, I've seen them firsthand change these flowers about a dozen times during the summer to keep them fresh and looking in different kinds. They're constantly working on this. Anybody should be really, really proud of this public gardens because they do so much hard work here. The crew is always changing something. If the flowers start to wilt a little bit, they dig them all up and they plant some more. It's really, really amazing. All right, let's get down through the public gardens. Do you want to know anything about it before we start? Some dates and stuff? Okay. The Halifax Public Gardens is one of the first surviving examples of Victorian gardens in North America. It was established in 1874 by the amalgamation of two older gardens. This public gardens has two parks put into one to make this public gardens. The Nova Scotia Horticultural Society garden, laid out in 1837, and an adjacent public park opened in 1867. The Nova Scotia Horticultural Society objectives were to establish the best horticulture examples of vegetables, trees, choice flowers on the current site of public gardens, which formed a swampy piece of ground covered with brambles. A grant of $2,000 from the City of Halifax enabled this new ground to be laid out as a free public garden for the citizens of Halifax. The public garden has existed over 140 years, and that should please respect the following rules to maintain the garden for future generations. No dogs, no bicycles, no running, no smoking, no feeding the animals. Okay, security is on duty in the gardens. Sunday band concerts, 2 to 4 p.m., mid-June to mid-September, free of charge. Wheelchair accessible. Photos are permitted in the gardens. There's public washrooms and light refreshments. Okay, so with that, let's get going. Public gardens, here we come. Going to take a tour of this beautiful, magnificent park. If you're new here, you got to put this up on your list. This is higher on your list than some of the things we did. I think I slipped up. I didn't get them in the proper order. This should be about second or third, but I made it different, so we'll have to live with what I did now. The damage has been done. Scold me. All right. Public gardens should be, if not the head of the list, number 2 or 3. But I chose Citadel Hill as the number 1, and the Waterfront is number 2. So if we're going to do that, this one probably should be number 3. But we can work it. My son and I will put this into the computer, and he can work his magic, and we might possibly get this one down to number 3. We'll see. So that's all I can say. We'll give it a shot. Maybe I will make this number 3. So this is on my list of things to come to. This is probably, this is nowhere than number 3. Okay? I believe it's nowhere on the list of number 3 because it's part of Halifax. It's Halifax. It's been here for 140 years, and everybody knows about it, and it's famous. So. Right over there is the public washrooms. Anybody needs to go there, I'll just walk by so you can see where it is. So if you come into the gardens through the gate, and you have to go to the washroom, walk that trail right up next to the road, right up beside the fence, and you'll come to the public gardens, and there's a sign right there, wheelchair accessible. And there you have it. You got the bins on this side, And you got the family one over here, and then you got the women over there. But some of the women use this one because it's a family one. It's usually for women and children.
So, what part of BC are you from?
The cafe is open in there today.
Okay.
But I don't think I'll go in right now because it's crowded and I'm making a video. I got to put my work before my pleasure. I got to check my time now. See what? 3:22. All right. When I finish this, I'm going to go down to the waterfront because my wife usually gets there around 4 o'clock. So I might hook up with her down there today, possibly. But we have to go through here first and show you all this beauty of this place. It's unparalleled. I don't think there's a public park anywhere that they put more effort into the flowers and maintenance of the yard than they do this. They got a whole crew here with little vehicles that go around. Almost every time I'm here, they're replanting something. As soon as it starts to bend over and wilt, they dig it all up and plant something fresh in. And they keep the grass just perfectly trimmed. Like nobody ever looked after a park any better than this, ever. So look at this. Everything from the plants, the flowers, to the grass, and the tilled ground, everything. Look at these flowers. Oh, it's enough to make you stand with your jaw hanging open. Look at it. Oh, it's amazing. And look at these presentations here with these earthenware things and flowers planted in there. And the bees swarming around. I don't think the city put the bees there, but they're a nice added touch. And look at this. This is amazing. The red and the green. Oh, beautiful. I never get tired of coming in here. This is an oasis in the middle of a city. In the middle of a bustling city, an oasis of just sheer delight and pleasure. I can't find the words to adequately say how I feel about this place. I'm lost for the words to explain it. But it is really, really a magnificent place. Let's just sit down here for a moment and take it all in. There we go. Ah, yes. Just sit here in the shade and look out over that much of the park. I'll bet you right there was the divider between the two parks, because that one's level, and then you come up a little bit, and then this one's level. And there's a roadway right out here, right here. So I will almost bet that's the divider right there between the two parks. There's nothing here to say, but I'll bet it is. Now, I got to put, before we go, I got to put my stand out and stand this down on my stand, because when I sat down, my waistline fell down. So I got to put it back up before I start walking. So there we go. So, excuse me for that, but I had to. Okay, let's see if we can level this up. Whoops. Yeah, she's a little bit stuck here. There we go. Okay. Had a yellow sign, but we're all right. Everything's good. And look at these cans and disposal area, everything labeled and what goes where, so there's no confusion. Oh. You have to come here. If you come to Halifax in the summer, don't wait any more than a week to get used to the place and come over here and try this place out. You're going to love it. I've seen parks in Toronto that were bigger than this one, but I never saw one that was more well looked after than this one.
Right.
Hello.
Okay. All right, sounds good.
I never saw one that was any better looked after than this place in all of Toronto. I don't think there's anything to match it up there. I really don't. So I hope I've expressed to you how much this park means to me, and if it means that much to me, and I've only been here 3 years, imagine what it means to people that spent their life here. People come walking through here, I'm sure they reminisce back to maybe when they were younger, and things they walked through here, maybe with someone they loved, and maybe that person's not with them, but they walk through here, and no doubt they can feel that they're here. So you never know, right? These things really do stir up the emotions. And so let's see, where do you want to go now? We'll go, I don't know, this way. We'll go this way. I want to show you the pond. We can't go back without looking at the pond. I hope I didn't miss it yet. No, I don't think so. It's up here. We have to see the pond before we go back. There's a nice fountain there too. Or looks something like a fountain. I guess it's a fountain. Okay. I got to keep an eye on my time. I've only got so much time to work with here. And I've been out all day today. Came over this morning. Oh, look at this. They had to leave one end open so they could come in with the mowers and not damage the plants. Pretty cool. All right, now. The pond is over here. Yeah, I'm going to see if I can get my son to help me, and we'll juggle this park around and make it at least somewhere around number 3, 4, 2, somewhere in that ballpark. No more than 4, maybe 3 of things that you must see when you're in Halifax. You have to come to the public gardens. Well, I made a nice video of here last winter. I didn't do any talking. I played jazz while I was, in the post-production, we put jazz on there. And walking through here in the winter with the light shining on the snow a certain way, and just how everything looked, it was so magical with nice, smooth jazz playing in the background. It was absolutely wonderful. So here's our little pond. We'll take a walk in through here. It looks like a little house with a porch, but it's just part of the park. So I'm allowed to walk through here. Sometimes we can see some ducks and maybe, I don't know, maybe something else, maybe some fish or something. We may not see anything today. We might, I don't know. There's a lot of leaves in the water. The leaves are falling, and here we are. We're just in August, but there's certain types of leaves that fall in August. So that's just a reminder that fall isn't far away.
Ew, I hate
So I don't see anything too exciting out here in the pond. But look, I gotta show you something. Way over there is the Titanic. Let me see if I can zoom up and get it for you. I'll zoom as far as I can go. Right there. That's the Titanic, a model of the Titanic. sitting there. Isn't that amazing? All right. Back we come. I don't see any of the ducks that were here last time I was here, but no doubt they're here, but they're somewhere. They're just not in the water. So let's continue on. And when I leave the park, we're going to head back to the waterfront, where I'm going to meet up with my wife. And I have one last thing to show you before I call this a day. Something that's part of Halifax, unique to Halifax. It's very iconic. No, it's not the bridge. The bridge is nice, and everybody should probably drive across that when they come here. But I could have included it, but I wouldn't say it's a must-see. But the last point I'm going to make today is a must-see. Something you have to do when you come to Halifax. And I'm not going to tell you until I get to the end of this video. And if you don't watch it all, you'll miss out on what it is. So I got you now, haven't I? I hooked you. So you gotta see the whole thing to see what the last thing is. That's part of the city, been here for a long time, and you just can't come here and not take it in. Let's go down through here. It's nice and shady, a little bit warm out today. So let's go down through here. Isn't this beautiful? Oh, it's just something about a walkway with leaves and trees hanging out over and shade like this. Oh, it's amazing. Love it. There's the pond again. I'll give you another shot at the Titanic down here. We get a little closer to it. You'll see that it is the Titanic. We just got it's right over in there, but we'll get another angle so you can see the 4 stacks. The Titanic has a connection to Halifax because when the boat got in trouble and they sent out the call for help, some people left from Halifax to try to help. Sadly, it didn't work out that well, but okay, let's go right over in here, see if I can get a shot at that Titanic for you. I know you'd like to see it. There it is right there. Okay, now I'm going to zoom up so you can get a good look at it. There it is, see? I told you it was the Titanic. There it is right there. It's hard to hold it in focus when you zoom it up because everything moves quickly, but there it is. Okay. Back out we go. There. All right. Well, after our little walk through here, it wasn't an in-depth walk, but it was a walk around. You have to admit that this is one of the most beautiful places on earth. I haven't been everywhere on earth, but I can tell you it's one of them. I've seen a lot of nice parks and stuff up in Ontario, but I didn't see anything better than this. I don't think I saw anything could compare to this. Well, let's go out through here. We already came in the main gates. There's a goose. Oh, sorry, a duck. Don't I know my waterfowl? That's a duck. I said goose, but I think I know the difference in a duck and a goose. But I accidentally said goose. But anyway, it's a duck. Don't try to pet them. They'll snap you with their bills. One was walking over my toes one day, and I thought, well, they're pretty friendly. Maybe he'll let me touch it. I put my hand down to touch him, and he snapped my finger with his bill. Fortunately, they're not sharp, so it didn't hurt. But maybe they can hurt you, I don't know. But he snapped me pretty quick with that long bill of his when I tried to touch him. I haven't tried to touch another duck since that day. I think I learned my lesson on the first one. Okay, so here we are on the Dartmouth side now. We're going to walk up and catch the bus. I'll just give you a little shot of what it looks like here. Very well kept. They got waste cans here to throw your stuff in, some benches out here to sit down on, and very, very nice spot. You can go right out by the water and sit down if you want and look over at the city. So that's about it. I'm going to turn the video off now, and this is the end of our wonderful video we made today. I hope you enjoy it.